Well, welcome back to my channel, Bushcraft, and we're going to start on part 3 of a last couple of videos I've made of this old axe. Uh, you can go back into the videos that I'll post up here in the link above, and you can check them out. If you want to watch, hang around. Let's get to it. Now get in there and get this to where it stays on, locked on. I got it clamped down in a old wood clamp. As you can see, I got most of it off. I do need to get my grinder, my angle grinder and flap wheel. I wanted to get the edge beveled down to the point to where I can start. You can see where it's not hitting, to where I got a nice edge, and it's just covered with rust and other crud. I just wanted to break through most of that, but the rest of it I'm going to hit with the flap wheel on a angle grinder. And as you can see, I did get in here. I'm going to hit that with a little bit of with sandpaper and a file. Okay, well, there you go. After using the belt sander, I took it in and put it in the vise, and I grabbed some sandpaper. I went from 80 to 150 fine grit and got her down pretty smooth. You can see it, the transition's looking good. There's no lips. It's a little rough, but I'm going to wrap this in paracord down to about here, just if you miss and overstrike. You know, guys, let's take a little break, get back at working on that axe. But yeah, back in the first video of this series of this old axe, episode 1, I put in there to keep an eye open on what the surprise was. I was going to make a separate video. Well, I am making a separate video, but it's from my other channel. But I wanted to let you all know that I was talking, I need my hair cut. I got it cut. I got it trimmed down to almost nothing. It's for my grandson, Harrison Connor. He's 6 years old and was diagnosed with leukemia back on February 2nd of this year, and it's been over 2 months now. He's been going through the chemotherapy and all that down in Pittsburgh. They got to travel down there once, twice a week sometimes, and we had a event. I'll put some pictures of it and little snapshots, some video clips of that.
You do designs. Give him a design. I'm a mohawk.
We all did a support and fundraiser for them because they need to be doing this probably back and forth to Pittsburgh 2-3 times a week for possibly up to 2 years. And so I'm going to leave a link down below to both his Facebook fundraiser and the GoFundMe fundraiser for him. So if you can spare a few bucks, go ahead, throw it at him. It definitely will be appreciated. But let's get back to finishing up this axe. Let's go. Okay, as you can see, I did take it back to the belt grinder, clean it up some more. I got the heel of it. I need to get my angle grinder with the flat disc and clean it up real well. I'm not even going to worry about the bottom side. Like I said, this is going to be used. It ain't really for looks. And the bare metal, it's going to rust. Figure out some sort of treatment to keep it from doing that. And I might even, I don't know, I don't really care to paint it, but I'd probably just keep oil on it or something. But what I'm going to do now, like I said, I'm not going to worry about the bottom side. What I'm going to do now is wrap this with paracord down about here. So let's do that. I got myself about a 15-foot piece of paracord. I probably don't need it, but I am going to do, I ain't just going to wrap around. I'm going to do a certain type of wrap. What you want to do is you want to take and leave about a ½ inch or so you got something to bite hold of whenever you're done. But bring it down your axe so far, make a bite, bring it back up, make yourself a half loop. It could be really any size. Then take your paracord up underneath. Easier said than done. I'm gonna prop this up on my fat belly, but I'm gonna bring the cord underneath. Bring the loop through like such. Now you come back to where your tag and your rest of your cord is. Make another bite. Send it through. And now the tricky part is pulling the top part of the cord that is wrapped around your handle. Bring it back. Set this back down and pull that tight. And try and get it up snug. I just pulled my end out there. Leave enough to where you can do this again. Go underneath. Make a bite. Send it through. And again. Pull the top cord that's wrapped around the handle tight. Try to keep everything true. That will suck that loop, last loop down. Just keep it, I had to adjust it, so I got a little more than what I wanted, but you just keep repeating that process. To get it tight. And do that back and forth. I can't until you get to where you want to stop at. Bring the cord through. And now I'm going to pull the slack. Come back around the other way, make a bite, pull the slack, tucking it, come back around, make a bite, tuck it through, pull up the slack, to tighten it down, make my loop a little smaller, come back around again. And just keep doing this to where you're at, to where you want to stop at. I'll come back, pulling that up closer to or toward the head. I think I'll do one more. Tight. Just bring it. I fed all the line through it. I'm going to bring this up here, and then take your tag in and feed it again down through the loop that you made when you first started. And then I need to get out my knife, and I am going to pull, I'm going to take about 2 inches and cut it off right there. And I always like to melt the ends of my paracord so it stops the frame. And it's windy as heck out here right now. Pretty good. Then you take your tag on this end of your axe and use that to pull the other end up underneath. So I try and use a pair of needle nose or pliers to get hold of this and do this, but that's as far as I can get it. May try and make a handle, wrap that around and pull on it. I know it's a little on the dangerous side to do it this way, but it will give me leverage. Yep, that's as far as I can get it. And then I'm going to take this end and take off just about a quarter inch or so and melt that end to seal the end of the paracord. No, I don't want to really get it on my knife blade. A little windy out here today, like I said. So that seals up the both ends. And there you be. You can take and work it. I'm going to work it around, try to at least, around to the back side of the axe. This makes it a little more aesthetically pleasing. It's a little off, but I'll keep fighting with that. And try and close up some of these little gaps. I don't know, I may need to do a little repositioning, but like I said before, it's going to be used. It's not for show. And yes, I can see where it's crossed here and here, so I messed up a couple times, and that's probably why I got this. So you want to keep, whenever you put your tag up through the loop, keep your slack facing away from the head or down toward the handle. Kind of like this, so, but there you go. That will protect if you do an overstrike. And I see I got a little bit of a loose tag here, so I'm going to look into, probably have to reach in there and grab that and pull it tight, find out what's going on there. But that definitely protect the axe from ruining your handle. Did a little bit more tucking and changed a few things. You can see where they're crossing at, and like the first 3, 4 are the way they should be, and then they start crossing. That's because then the last two are correct, because I messed up. But and you can see they're crossing here, so pay attention to where your wrap is going. They'd be nice and tight, and you wouldn't see any of the axe through the paracord like you do on this side, but I don't really care. But and also, it's always good to have paracord around. Out of that 15-foot piece that I cut to wrap this with, I was left with 2 feet. So I got about 12, 13 feet out of it. And you never know when you're going to need it. So you got some right here. Okay guys, well hey, if you liked the video, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up and not the finger. Click that subscribe button. And that bell notification, click that. And it will give you 3 options. Click all. That'll let you know when I post up a new video. Leave a comment. I'd like to hear from y'all, and maybe on what to do next, what I did wrong. or whatever. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the woods.